Hello, my name is Nate Dudley, class of 1978 from OPRF. 1978. Whoa. Think of it this way. When some of you are making one of these videos someday because you're about to be honored on the Tradition of Excellence wall, then you'll be making that video in the year 2064. So yeah, it's been a minute since I was there. But before you turn off from just the other old white guy gonna be up on the wall, I'd like to tell you a little story about my Oak Park experience and some of what it's meant to me in my life. Because once upon a time, I did really sit right there where you're sitting. So thanks for listening. This is me in 1974, my ID at Lane Tech as a freshman, looking straight out of the movie Dazed and Confused, if you've seen that. Well, I moved to Oak Park as a sophomore. The school heard that I was coming, my name was Nate, and that I played football. So I think they assumed I was going to be black. Even though I'd been in honors classes at Lane Tech and I did really well, the program I was given when I got to Oak Park was for regular track classes. My mom marched me into the guidance office and told them, "You put him in honors classes, and if he can't handle it, then you change him back." You know how it is when you're 15 and you don't want your mom making a fuss for you? I was so embarrassed. They changed my classes, maybe thanks to some white privilege at work. But that day, I also decided I had to prove something to this school, to these people that had made some assumptions about me, and I wanted to take advantage of all the opportunities that this school had to offer. Sophomore year, I had a chip on my shoulder, but I started to plug into stuff. My sister and I wrote a few newspaper articles for trapeze that made the administration not so happy, like this one on student gambling on college and NFL games that was illegal at the time, and it led to a big police bust in a neighboring suburb. Or this one on student PCP, what we called angel dust, drug use at the time. But we were learning the skills of good journalism and keeping it real. I played football, I wrestled, and I played baseball for my 3 years at Oak Park. And I learned so much from those experiences. Teammates and coaches can teach us as much about leadership, about life and ourselves, as any subject we take in the classroom. And I value the opportunity that I received by being able to play those sports at OPRF. When I was a junior, my American history class created a courtroom trial where 4 classes participated. Our class played the role of lawyers and witnesses. A law class was the judge and jury. The TV class covered the trial with those clunky giant video cameras from back in the day. And the journalism class wrote stories and covered the proceedings. When I became a high school teacher later on in my life, and later a principal, that experience of putting on that trial gave me a much greater understanding of the power of teachers and students working together towards a common goal, across classes and subjects. So much real learning can take place there. I still remember that class 44 years ago. From these experiences, I want to leave you with 2 main ideas of what I learned from OPRF. First, remember that intelligence is equally distributed across all people, but opportunity is not equally distributed in our society. For example, at Lane Tech, the biggest school in Chicago, our freshman football team had 90 players and 1 coach. But when I got to Oak Park, there were 3 freshman football teams with 3 coaches each. As an educator in my life, my work has been to create more equitable opportunities for all students. Here I am as a teacher with some of my students from the Bronx, lobbying a New York State senator in Albany. In 2003, I created and became the founding principal of the New York Harbor School, a public high school on Governor's Island off the tip of Manhattan that students have to take a ferry to get to every day. We sail, row, swim, boat, build boats, scuba, and grow oysters as part of the Billion Oyster Project to restore the water quality of New York Harbor. The Harbor School prepares students for college opportunities, but also for the opportunity to learn skills on the water, the opportunity to restore our local environment, and the students become environmental leaders in this work. So a big life lesson for me that began in Oak Park is, if you live your life to create opportunities and to provide more equitable opportunities for everyone, and I mean everyone, then you'll be living a good life. By the end of my 3 years at Oak Park, I had a wide variety of friends and experiences. And yes, you may be embarrassed someday by your prom outfit, like this one. But from these experiences come the second big takeaway I want to leave you with today is the idea of what's called a public good. Oak Park is a public school paid for by your parents' tax dollars. It's not perfect, no school is, and you should make your voice heard when it's not. But the school does offer more opportunities to do more different things than most schools in the country, whether you realize that or not. So take advantage of those opportunities while you're in this school, which are paid for by the public. So I urge you to value what you have in a good public school, even when it's not perfect, and to lead lives that maintain the public good. I hope that when one of you is making your Wall of Excellence video like this in the year 2064, that OPRF is still working to provide equitable opportunities for learning and for skill building and for developing students' passions, even in things that haven't been invented right now, but will be invented by then. Thank you to the board and to the school for this honor of being on the Tradition of Excellence wall. Now, your turn. Go out into the world and create opportunities to fight for the public good. Thank you.